Hello everybody, this is Dr. Caroline Maria working as an assistant professor in Loyola College of Education, Chennai. The title of the course is Childhood and Growing Up, which comes under course 1. We are going to focus on unit 3, Theories of Child Development. This is part 3 video lecture which is going to deal with Socio-cultural approach to cognitive development by Vygotsky, Ecological Systems theory by Bronfenbrenner. The learner will be able to explain socio-cultural approach to cognitive development by Vygotsky, describe the ecological systems theory by Bronfenbrenner. Let's see who is Lev Vygotsky. Lev Vygotsky was born in Russia in the year 1896. He died at the age of 37 because of tuberculosis. Due to his early death, most of his theories were left undeveloped. His work in the past 10 years of his life has become the foundation for theory of cognitive development. Let's see the overview of sociocultural development theory by Vygotsky. Vygotsky said that social interaction influences the cognitive development. So it is utmost important for every individual to have the social interaction. Biological and cultural development do not occur in isolation. A person cannot isolate himself from the society and there will not be any development. Language plays a major role in the cognitive development according to Vygotsky. These are the principles and concepts of sociocultural development theory. He says that children construct their knowledge on their own. It is not transferred as such from one person to another person. We do get information from other people, society, gadgets, everything. But we construct our own knowledge. That is what he mainly speaks about. And learning is mediated through language. Without language, we cannot learn anything. And learning appears twice in a person. First, the learning appears on the social level between the person to the people. That is called as interpsychology. Later on, individual between the learning happens between the individual and the child, in the sense inside self learning. So this is called as intrapsychology. So learning happens in two ways. One is self-learning, another one is learning from the other people. So development cannot be separated from its social context. Two important aspects to be considered with regard to Vygotsky's theory, they are MKO, more knowledgeable other, and ZPD, zone of proximal development. These two play a vital role in the child development. Let's see what are they. The zone of proximal development means maximum independent development of a person. That is possible because of the MKO, that is more knowledgeable other. So, when we want to learn something, we are depending upon the more knowledgeable other, another person to teach us. So the zone of proximal development is the area of learning that a more knowledgeable other assists the student in developing the higher level of learning. This happens in 4 stages. Let me give you an example. For example, if you want to ride a bicycle, can you ride on your own without the guidance of anybody? You cannot. So what do? We just call our own peer, that is our friends who know to ride the bicycle, or elderly person, our parent or any other neighborhood people. So we call them, we'll ask them to teach us the bicycle. Then after they teach, we keep practicing riding the bicycle on our own. Once we have learned the skill of riding the bicycle on our own, what do? If anybody else is in need of learning that, we just go and assist them. We just go and train them or explain them how to ride. So this is how it happens in 4 stages and we become mastery over of riding a bicycle. So stage 1, what happens? Assistance from the more knowledgeable, capable peer group or an adult we are getting. Second stage is assistance from self with our prior knowledge. So we are assisting our own self. Whatever we have gained knowledge from the other person, we are implementing that in our own knowledge with our incorporating our prior knowledge. Then in the third stage, automatization. What happens here? Trial and error method. Within one stretch at a time, like within overnight, you can't ride a bicycle. You need to go for a lot of trial and error. You need to fall down. You need to go for a lot of practice. So after practicing, what happens? We de-automatization, where we provide the explanation to others by which we become the more knowledgeable other with regard to the skill. So the next concept to be remembered with regard to Vygotsky is scaffolding. We would have seen this type of artificial structure in every construction. So this is artificial structure which is helping the people to stand on that and paint the house. So here, this is what is called as scaffolding. Scaffolding is a sort of artificial structure which is and temporary structure which is helping the people to stand on that and work for construction purpose. So after this painting work is over, the scaffolding could be removed. So here Vygotsky is stressing on the scaffolding because he is relating teachers are the scaffolders. So teachers are referred as scaffolders are, that is the artificial temporary setup on whom the students will climb on the teachers, learn all the information. After learning, the scaffolding is removed. So they'll go to the next class. So they'll get they are themselves detached from the teacher and they become knowledgeable person. So Vygotsky defines scaffolding instruction as the role of teachers and others in supporting the learner's development and providing support structures to get to the next level. Teachers provide scaffolders so that the learner can accomplish certain tasks they would otherwise not be able to accomplish on their own. So teachers are essential according to Bransford, Brown and Cocking. According to Hartman, he said, the goal of educator is for the student to become an independent learner and a problem solver. Language plays a major role in learning, according to Vygotsky. So, language plays a central role in the mental development. It is the main means by which the adult transmit the information to the children, as well as each and every person will transmit information to their own self. That is what called as self-speech. So, he mainly emphasized on self-speech. How can we practically apply Vygotsky's theory in our day-to-day classrooms? First of all, we need to change our physical arrangement in the classroom. We can arrange the students' desk in cluster, not simply having the same type of arrangement every day. Every week, every month, we can keep changing the arrangement. So arrange the other workspaces for peer instruction, interaction, as well as small group instruction, group discussion, one place, a small tiny cupboard could be kept for usage of library. So like that, the physical arrangement can be changed. So what are the scaffolding strategies we need to follow? Motivate the child's interest with regard to the task. As I have told, this riding a bicycle or doing a project or doing an experiment, anything you take, as a teacher, we are supposed to just follow the rules and regulation of being a scaffolder. So we need not cling on to the student throughout his lifetime. Rather, until the student learn the particular concept or the skill from you, we are supposed to be as a scaffolder, as teachers. Then we need to break the task into manageable steps. For example, if you are giving a project to the student, you need to just divide and plan the entire project into manageable steps, and we have to provide them proper direction, how to focus on and where to start, how to proceed and all that. And we are expected to reduce the factors which will cause the frustration, because we need to give them prior information saying that if you do this, you'll have all these consequences. You need to overcome all that. All these sort of motivation should be given to the students. And at last, we can define the model and what are the expectations, learning outcomes from the project what you are expecting, what sort of product a person should bring out of the project. So all this information we are supposed to give as teachers by serving as a scaffolder. And the lessons are also, we are supposed to create the lesson that will engage the student interest and give them a basic for language, which will help them to go for a very good social interaction. And we need to use the technology also in order to provide them hands-on experience by which we can engage them in further learning. Then the next one is Bronfenbrenner's ecological system theory. Yuri Bronfenbrenner was born in Russia and he immigrated to US at the age of 6, and he was enlisted in US Army immediately after completing his PhD. He says that there are so many systems which are involved in the development of every human being. The varied system of environment and the interrelationship among the systems shape a child's development. Both the environment and biology influence of the child development. The environment affects the child and the child influence the environment. Both are like interdisciplinary. Both get benefit out of each other. So each environment consists of some 4 systems according to Bronfenbrenner: microsystem, mesosystem, exosystem and macrosystem. Microsystem is the immediate surrounding of an individual, that is home, family, peer group, as well as even their own siblings and all that. Mesosystem is the next state, next circle, where it is in between the exosystem and the microsystem. So here home, school, neighborhood and workplace all are included in this. Ecosystem is the parent, workplace, children's school, community, mass media, etc. And macro system is the one which is widely shared with regard to the cultural values, beliefs, customs, and laws and education. So all this put together is there in the chrono system. Let's learn each system now. Microsystem is the variable that the child is directly exposed to, immediate surrounding of a child in relation to the relationship of family, school, religious institution, neighbors, etc. So it is in relation to the child's health, brain functioning, physiological, psychological, emotional and cognitive system. Most of the children behavior is learned in this microsystem. Child learns a lot from this microsystem. So this microsystem consists of bidirectional influences. First of all, parent actively shape the child's development and children shape their own development also, as well as with regard to their environment. The next one is mesosystem. It is an interconnection between the microsystem and the exosystem. For example, interaction between the family and the teachers. Teachers will meet the parent with regard to this parent-teacher association meeting, and relationship between the child's peer group and the family all are exhibited in this system. The third system is exosystem. Here, the institutions of the society that are indirectly affect the child development. For example, parent, workplace, school management. If the parent are celebrity parent, that will affect the child's development. And school management, if the school is very autocratic school or very democratic school or even laissez-faire school, that will reflect on the development of the children. The last system is the macro system, which provides the values, beliefs, custom, law of the culture in which the child grows. So whatever the societal expectations which are provided in this particular system, this will influence how parent, teachers and others raise the child. It may be conscious as well as even unconscious. It will influence the interaction of all other layers also. At last, the system is chrono system, which includes the transition of each life stage of a person. This includes all the life stages, all the systems put together. So it may involve the socio historical context, and which will create a lot of influence in a person. For example, you take, if in the case of divorce, what happens, the major life transition happens over there, that will affect not only the couple relationship but also the children behavior all throughout the entire life. What is the ecological system theory according to Bronfenbrenner? He says that the properties of all four layers are having a sort of relationship. Each layer is interrelated. You cannot disconnect any layer. So that is what he says. So each layer has an effect on the child development, and conflict with one layer will ripple into the other layers also. For example, as I said, if a parent are divorced, the child's development is affected. So this is with regard to microsystem, and it will ripple to mesosystem, exosystem, as well as even to the macrosystem. So as a child develops, interaction with the environment becomes more complex, and the complexity is the result of maturation of the child's physical as well as the cognitive structure. Then, what is the criticism of this particular ecological systems theory? There is a strength as well as even the weakness. What is the strength? It integrates the multiple influence of the child development. What is the weakness? It does not provide the detailed mechanism for development. Let's see the implications of this Bronfenbrenner theory with regard to education. The primary relationship must be intended to last for a lifetime. So first of all, we need to concentrate on the microsystem, how well the parent are nurturing the child, how well the neighborhoods are supporting, how well the school is supporting with regard to the child development. Then teachers need to work to support the primary early childhood relationship. School should create a proper conducive environment that will welcome and nurture the family members also. And education should foster the societal attitudes that will value all work done on behalf of the children. So school should serve as a platform to transmit culture from one generation to the other generation, as well as school should teach the children to follow the societal norms in order to become a productive citizens of a nation. Some key takeaways are: teachers should serve as a good scaffolders for the maximum development of their children. Teachers should enable the students to have proper interaction in each system of development. Let me ask you two questions for you to reflect on. What can you change in your classroom to improve your students' social development skills? As a teacher, how will you help a student to come out of his frustration in any case? These are some of the books for you to read further. Wish you all good luck, students. Thank you for listening.